A Bakersfield woman is still on the road to recovery 7 years after she and her family were involved in a deadly car crash. 23 ABC's Jessica Harrington tells us how that woman's life has changed since that fateful day.
By looking at Melissa Dominguez, it's hard to tell she still needs surgery.
This is what I do all day. I just play with my animals and clean.
She's a married mom of two, 18-year-old Sarah and 22-year-old Alex. But 7 years ago, a car crash turned her family's life upside down.
I remember everything about that day.
It was July 5th, 2009. She, her husband, two kids, and her son's best friend were on their way home from Pismo Beach after spending the week there celebrating the 4th of July.
We weren't even 10 minutes away from being home, and that's when it happened.
Dominguez was driving down Highway 43 between Stockdale Highway and Panama Lane. In the opposite direction, 27-year-old Pedro Munoz was driving his wife, two young kids, and a teenager. Munoz was drunk and speeding. A CHP officer spotted Munoz going nearly 85 miles per hour and tried to stop him, but he took off.
I saw him coming towards us.
Moments later, he swerved into oncoming traffic, hitting Dominguez and her family head on.
I remember the smell of the engine, and I remember the smell of the firemen's leathers when they were next to me.
Dominguez's family and her son's best friend were all injured and taken to local hospitals. Dominguez had to be airlifted. But not everyone in Munoz's car was as lucky.
The suspect, due to the crash, his wife was killed and his two small children were killed pretty much on impact.
Dominguez was taken to Kern Medical with extensive injuries.
A cracked C2 in my neck, compression fracture of my spine, my face was crushed, my palate in my mouth was crushed from the bottom of my nose to the back of my throat, my foot was crushed.
In total, 7 people were injured and 3 people died that day. Munoz, who had been arrested for DUI 2 years prior to the crash, was arrested for felony DUI and 3 counts of vehicular manslaughter. He served 3 years in prison and has since been released. It took months before Dominguez was able to do things on her own again, and 7 years later, Dominguez says she still can't do all the things she used to.
He will forever be my drunk driver, and I think it's just going to happen again. And like I said, I think it's just a matter of time before it does happen again.
Today, Dominguez says her family is happy and healthy, but forever changed. In Bakersfield, Jessica Harrington, 23 ABC.
Dominguez and dozens of others will join together tomorrow with Mothers Against Drunk Driving for the 3rd Walk Like Mad and Mad Dash as they call for an end to drunk driving in Kern County.